Good morning. The weather is set fair. It's going to be a beautiful Sunday morning and I'm going to be out in it. What news? 180 subscribers. Who knew at the start of this? I am now just 20 short of being 800 subscribers short of earning my first £100, and who thought I'd ever get there? It's going to be fabulous. Now I've got a busy month lined up. I've got a Wolf Run coming up. I've got Leamington Spa half marathon coming up. I've got another half marathon in Compton Verney. I've got the Solar Whole half marathon coming up, and I have got guests booked in chocker for the next 4 to 5 weeks, which is going to be great. However, this is a 12-month challenge and I'm only 7 months in. I'm going to run short of content. I'm going to run short of guests. Anyone has any suggestions, put your comment in the chat. Now, you will remember that a couple of weeks ago I had a little incident in the lovely Cotswold village of Broadway, and I asked to be added to their Facebook group, and they eventually added me after the incident had been resolved. But I have been glued to this Facebook group for the last week and a bit. There are some absolute belters, and it's going to be a regular feature of my Sunday morning. Any recommendations for a tractor fitter? Just a service for a compact tractor. This is a cracker. Is there anywhere in Broadway to get a watch battery changed? Depends what time you want it done. Love this one. Thank you to whoever found my glasses and tied them to a gate on West End Lane. I'm truly grateful to have them back. They tied them to a gate. Some reading glasses. What you found, Alan? I found some glasses, Steve. Right, well, get that rope out the back of the van. Get them tied to that gate. Someone will go along and find them. Okay, Al. You want a reef knot or around the world? I don't suppose it matters. This is an absolute cracker. Did anyone have a large box containing velvet left outside their front door on Monday? As UPS say it was delivered to me, and it definitely wasn't. Now, whoever it is that's got the velvet, I would like to go round and get the velvet and hand deliver it to this person myself. And I would knock on the door very cheerfully, thrust the box forward and say, "Black velvet, if you please." Now, it is a homecoming special on Middle Age Running Man this morning, because I'm going back to my lovely village of Hampton in Arden. Now, I moved here with my family, obviously not on my own, in sort of like the early 80s from a lovely place in Birmingham called Hodge Hill. Bit of a culture shock, and I'm just going to go down my old road now, and I probably haven't been down here for 25 years, and I'll see if things have changed. In a minute I'll probably have to put my the old Roy Orbison's back on, just in case anyone recognises me, because one thing I've learnt from Broadway, people in villages don't particularly like outsiders with selfie sticks. That Texas round here, everyone's got their stuff behind a gate. This is weird. I'll stop at my old house if I can find it. Like this. Well, there's a new building next door to ours. Ours was this little bungalow with grey windows, and they're building a new house next to it. Yeah, look. Oh, they've still got it. This house. That little one there was my house, and look, they've still got that sort of wagon wheel flower pot. Now, we can go back and have a look. You'll see that in the top there was one dormer window. That was where my sister slept, and I had to sleep in the eaves, which apparently Mum and Dad say I insisted on. But and when I moved out, to show you how small it was, my dad used to keep his guitars in there. No wonder I was bloody short. I was stunted by my own accommodation. Yeah, look. There was a bungalow here, and they have managed to put that in there. Now, you know, talk about sympathetic. How can we make this different? Grey windows, larch cladding, white render, maybe a flat ceiling roof. Kevin McLeod would be all over it, wouldn't he? I both hate and love grand designs in equal measure. Nothing worse than turning it on. Computer software, Kevin.
and his much younger wife, Suki, are going to relocate from London. No, thank you. But then you end up watching it. The basement will be impressive. Kevin's office will give way to 5 small bedrooms for his grown-up children from his first marriage, whilst the whole right-hand side of the house will be taken over by Kevin's much younger wife, Suki, who will have a sensory aromatherapy pottery studio. Must be joking. Now, coming up here was the paper shop where I used to do my papers, and I don't know whether it's still there, but it's closed now, missing a trick on a Sunday. And through that little door there, there was a shed. I think her name was Brenda or something like that. And she used to give me my papers, load me up with my bags. And I used to earn the princely sum a week. £3.15 for my morning round, £2.75 for my evening round. And I'm telling you, there has never, ever been a better paper boy in these parts, I can tell you that. Now this used to be my paper round, believe it or not. The houses behind me, and I'll show you those in a minute. And I used to cut through this field and head up to those houses on the top right hand side there and deliver me papers. My paper round used to be these houses behind me. They were new houses when they were first built, and I can still remember my paper order. Easy. I used to do morning and afternoon rounds, starting on the right, Daily Mail, Daily Mail, Daily Mail, Daily Mail, The Sun at the end, and then in my evening round, Evening Mail, Evening Mail, Evening Mail, Evening Mail, and at the end, Coventry Evening Telegraph. Odd people. And I used to do this really clever trick where I'd write my Christmas card. I used to get the charity ones that my mum bought, and I used to put them through the door. I used to say, Merry Christmas from your paper boy. And that was a surefire way of getting tips. Apart from the house on the end, who left me some home bakes in the porch once, which, to be honest, may very well still be in this field where I left them. Now, I'm going to take you to a place I know called the Packhorse Bridge, which is somewhere where I used to go all the time when I was a nipper. Hopefully it'll still be exactly as I remember it, because you never know with these things, do you, sometimes? These bridges are called Packhorse because they used to have pack horses packed with goods, who used to go over them. This one is grade 2 listed, I believe, and was first built dating back to the 15th century. And apparently a Packhorse bridge usually has around about 2 of those domed archways, and this one has got 3. Now, believe it or not, folks, I used to, as a kid, go swimming in there, all right? Ridiculous. Get pleurisy. To be honest with you, I think I should sue my parents, because now there's no way you'd let your kid go swimming in there. My wife would have toxicology reports done on the water before she'd even let them put the feet in. My parents used to come home wringing wet. Where you been? Jumping in the river. Isn't there raw sewage in there, Jean? Yeah, there is. Nothing. Oh, look at this. I'm fairly sure I used to jump in. I don't know how deep it is. Well, I'm not risking that. But there is a part of me that's slightly tempted, because you're not careful. You become a bit risk averse when you get older, don't you? Oh, there's the train. There he goes. Late, I would imagine. But you know what? Old time's sake. Daring. Quite as exciting as I thought it would be, to be honest. Some childhood memories, never quite as good as you remember. But that was the 15th century Packhorse Bridge, and that was the most daring thing I've ever done at the age of 46. Other than change my internet provider. And that pretty well does it, I'm afraid. Bit of gob just go over my shoulder. It's left a little more for me to say than like, subscribe, do whatever. And my track of the morning is for my dear old dad, and it's his favourite track of the 80s, and it's a belter. It's Dire Straits, Walk Alive. I will see you next week, where preparation for the Wolf Run will begin in earnest. Morning, morning!